Well, we got a lot to talk about in the small school scene. The first thing is, out of St. Joseph, I have good news and bad news. The good news is Philip Money is the dad, and I've been emailing back and forth with that great Edinburgh High quarterback from days of yore. He's Kai Money's father. Apparently, young Money has got a shoulder injury. He got held out of most of this game. He's not going to play the last game, but it's been fun to connect with that guy, man. He knows he's good friends with my neighbor, my next door neighbor,
really?
Jack Wallace. Yeah, it's kind of a fun little small world.
So, if you're going to get some royalties if they start making those Young Money shirts.
Oh man, it's going to be a good thing.
Yeah.
In fact, I may be at the fore of that. So St. Joe's kind of fading away. So the good news is that the connection is made. The bad news is that the Bloodhounds have kind of faded.
Yeah, he's a little nicked up right now.
Yes, he is. And so Connor Pace is the guy who now gets a chance to step in. And guys, let me tell you, anytime you get a chance to go in and play football, man, take advantage of it, because you could be the next star. We could be saying the Connor Pace show before too long. Who knows? Maybe they can run dual quarterback system. Who knows? But so St. Joe not doing as well as it did. Let's go back to the 4A. Circle back to 4A where we got Progresso at Rio Hondo. Rio Hondo's pretty much in. They did a good job. And, they'll win this game, and I think they're going to finish second in district.
Yeah, I think so, too. Progresso did beat Porter at the beginning of the year, but they've kind of floundered around.
I've watched them on Huddle, and they're just not a very big team.
Yeah.
And there are times when they look like they're struggling with the fundamentals. But you know what? A lot of those kids come back next year, and I expect them to show improvement because they had made some noises, the last couple of seasons. It's just tough out there, and, they're going to play hard, but I think Rio Hondo has a superior team.
Yeah.
So Eli Patona's had a big game. Even running punts back. That guy's doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah, look, I like Rio Hondo. Now, I don't like what they're going to have to face in the first round of the playoffs.
No, that district up there, Cuero, Yoakum, Sinton, and Ingleside. Ingleside is number 4. They're going to play Orange Grove because it looks like those Bulldogs are going to run the table on us. I hate to say it, but they took it to PI pretty good, 33-7, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, look, that whole district is just it's murder's row.
It is murder's row. It looks like a 3-way tie up there. I think Rio Hondo is aligned to get Yoakum right now. Yoakum's a team that they've beaten some guys. I think they beat Sinton. So in other words, Sinton will probably be the number 1 seed, and they'll play Raymondville, or the 2nd seed. Let's see, Raymondville, Sinton, PI, and Cuero, and those guys have played a lot of times in the past. But first, PI has to play Raymondville. That's for the 3rd seed.
Yeah, and they need this win. Really. If there's a game that you had to win, this Raymondville one sets you up for the playoffs.
You don't want to lose 2 in a row going in like that. They lost to Orange Grove. They lost to Rio Hondo. They sandwiched around. They beat West Oso. But PI is not executing. The difference between this year and last year, besides a lot of talent graduating, they have enough talent to be very good. It's just that they've been frustrating in the fact that they haven't made some of the basic plays, a lot of penalties, a lot of turnovers. That's just not like the Tarpons, man. It really isn't.
And they don't have that strong defensive line play with a great linebacking core right behind them.
But speaking of which, I checked in on Montelongo, I think is playing somewhere, and Guiat at East Texas Baptist. Next week, I'm going to have a whole sequence here about the kids that are playing in the college, because I got about 20 or 25 names to throw at you. I do, and that's 2 right there. So 18 or 23. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Okay. So what else do we have in that district? The Raymondville PI game is interesting because neither team is on its best foot forward right now. Raymondville's got some injury problems. They still got. Look, Miguel Tristan's got 1,300. You have a hard time finding his stats because we don't get a lot of the boxes like we used to.
Yeah.
But the fact is, that kid's legitimate. They've got some banged up and nicked up kids, and Port Isabel's not playing its best. One of those teams is going to emerge and win the higher seed.
Yeah. Now, on the other side of the valley, Gruya.
They're going to be in, man. Gruya's going to get in.
Has a chance to get in
They
right
do. Probably get him Lavernia.
Yeah, but that's not.
That's as bad as a hernia.
Yeah.
As Lavernia.
Yeah, and that's not a spot you want to be in.
No.
But for where they were, that's great. I don't know if I'm a big believer in 4 teams making it to the playoffs in the small.
That's a lot in the small schools.
Yeah.
And so what you get is teams that haven't played that well, but they still get a chance to be the spoilers in the playoffs. Yeah, I'm of 2 minds with that. I love when teams make the postseason, but if too many teams start to make it, it'd be like the NHL in the 80s, where every team but the Canadians made it.
Everybody gets a trophy. It's like Little League, but.
Hey man, we're going to have to go out to Gruya if they pull an upset in the playoffs anyway. So no, I think the stronger district is over there on PI's side, and yet, like I say, PI. Let's see if they can crank it up for the playoffs and beat Raymondville. That's going to be an interesting game. Now let's talk a little bit about the 3As. Both Santa Rosa and Lyford lost big last week, all right? But they still are in position to be 3-4. So we looked it up, right? In 3A, there's 4 teams that make it. Because if there is, then that'll be Lyford, Santa Rosa. What I'd tell you at the beginning of the season, they play the first game, and the winner of that game, which was Lyford, is going to finish higher. Because Lyford's got Bishop, and Bishop's not very good.
Yeah.
Bishop did take Santa Rosa 13-12. They took them to the wire. They lost, okay? So Santa Rosa beat them. But they've got Aransas Pass.
Yeah.
So Santa Rosa lost to San Diego. They got Aransas Pass. I don't know if they're going to win that one. They're going to end up 4th,
Yeah.
I think.
I got to see Aransas Pass play.
Not bad.
And, it's a difficult matchup. I mean, they got some big guys. I think, I'm trying to remember. They got a guy that flipped over. A
highlight reel move?
He's a highlight reel. He flipped over the lineman just to get the quarterback, yeah.
Now, Lyford, if things shake out like I think, and of course you know I'll be wrong, but that's all right, they're going to get a rematch with Mathis. Not that they played Mathis this year, they played him back in 2009. Remember that great Lyford team that was 10-0 and they got upset in the playoffs by
They
Mathis?
winged the ball around.
Yeah, 41-20. They may play them again. Now look at who's my list. Santa Rosa. They're probably going to get, if they finish 4th, they're going to get Goliad. And Goliad's tough, man. It ain't like 1836 with General Fannin. You remember that guy that massacred Goliad? Yeah. They never made it to the Alamo. They marched him out on the plain and boom, on Palm Sunday, right? I think it was. Anyway. Yeah. James Fannin, they actually named a street after him in Houston. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, after a guy who made a miserable decision and got massacred. But that's all right, whatever. Goliad's good this year. They beat Santa Rosa in the playoffs last year, I know, yeah. And it's going to be tougher this year. But anytime you get in the playoffs, man, don't worry about last year. Where the media and the fans can talk about last year, this is this year.
Yeah.
But so it looks like Santa Rosa and Lyford are going to make it.
Now, Lyford's been using Taylor a little bit more.
Yeah.
And they've been putting him at Wildcat in some spots, which, it's pretty good. I mean, have a big old Ron Dane like back.
Ron Dane, what a name, man.
Yeah.
98 Wisconsin.
You can Wikipedia that if you're young.
Yeah.
But, a power back that can just punch through the line.
And here's the thing. An athlete of that caliber has gotten his feet wet on the scene and potentially could explode in the playoffs, and so Mathis might not know what hit it. I'll tell you what, I'd love to see that. I really would. I have no great love for Mathis. Pirates, Mathis Pirates, Sinton Pirates.
Yeah.
Odom Owls. Let's go through the nicknames. We'll have a quiz about the nicknames, or a contest.
Yeah, Unicorns is my favorite.
What is George West? You know what they are?
No.
I think they're Longhorns.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How about Hebronville? They're the Longhorns.
Yeah.
Are they both the Longhorns?
Yeah. Frackers now.
Frackers, yeah, the multi-frackers. All right, only thing left to talk about is we turn the page. Oh, by the way, go to Huddle and watch Wally Olivares, number 28 for Santa Rosa. I told you about him. We put him on our team. That guy plays both ways, man. And look, I'm telling you, he runs hard, dude. He's a bowling ball. And he's got the ability to play off a block, spin and go make the tackle. He is a damn dynamic player. I like him a lot. I got a chance to see about 6 of his games. Not complete games, but highlights. No, I think he's pound for pound as good for anybody in the Valley. I really do.
So too.
Yeah, 28, Wally Olivares. Now, La Villa may end up in a 3-way tie in this district, but it lost too much early on. I don't think my calculations say that they can't make the playoffs. If I'm incorrect, I apologize, but it doesn't look like they're going to make it.
Yeah, and they're going to face off against Santa Maria.
And that's a game of note because those two teams, they're setting the table for the future. Santa Maria was playing all right, and then they hit that district stretch where they just got walloped, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no accounting for that. I thought they were going to be a better ball club, and I thought the same of Monte Alto, which ends up with Cotula. And Cotula's a decent team, but Monte Alto can't make it now. And I thought they were going to make it. That loss to Freer was the kiss of death, unfortunately.
Yeah. But you know what? We're getting to that point of the season where we get to start looking towards who's going to shock us.
The matchups. Who's the shockers?
Because there's going to be a team first round that you're going to be like,
well, how did that happen?
They won. Rivetta as last year.
Absolutely. I think that if all things stay as they are, I think Ed Couch Sharyland is the game of the year, the first round of the playoffs. That's going to be cool. We don't quite know. Vets and Vela in 5A, PSJA, Donna, PSG Southwest. When we come back, though, we'll have the playoff matchups. We'll be able to go over each game, and I hope to be able to tell you some facts about the teams from hither, thither, and yon, because I really enjoy doing research on teams that are somewhere else. I felt like we know our teams. Now I want to talk about who we're going to face. Now, Take that newspaper on Sunday and go look at the long list of high school scores, because I do that routinely every weekend. Now, that's my favorite part of the week. Man, I love high school football, I promise you. Yeah. All right, the show is over. Hopefully it'll return next week if we don't have an apocalyptic end of the world. And if we do, it's been nice. Later.